It's the outside, it's the white of the eye. Attached to the sclera is going to be the lacrimal gland that produces tears. Lacrimal. Lacrimal. Lacrimation is crying. Okay, so this is the front of the eye, like it says. Cornea is the clear covering on the front of the eye. No blood supply, but lots of nerve endings. It's incredibly painful if you scratch your cornea.
Alright, getting a PRK done. And the flap and
Then the colored part of the eye is the iris. So whatever color, so yeah. So the cornea is clear. The iris is the colored part of the eye. So whatever color your driver's license says your eyes are, it's talking about the iris. And there's a hole in the center of the iris, that's the pupil. What lets light into the eye. The iris. Okay. Now we're going to take it apart a little bit. Oh. Oh, that's new, or it just got needs to be re-glued. Okay, so cornea, iris, pupil. Right? Sitting up here at the front of the eye. Behind that's going to be the lens. And behind that, what fills the rest of the back of the eye is something called the vitreous humor. On the model, this plastic ball represents it. In the eye itself, it's actually more of a jello-like thing, and we'll see that on the cow eye in just a minute. Take out all the things I could break. All right, so sclera, the white of the eye. The next layer in, the sort of maroon one, is the choroid. Choroid. Then the orange on the inside is the retina. That's where light is absorbed and where those are the cells that respond to light and give us images. This indentation here is where the optic nerve comes out of the back of the eye. This is the blind spot. If something is focused there, there's no cells to pick it up, so you wouldn't be able to see it. That's why having two eyes is much better than one. If it's something focused on the blind spot in your left eye, your right eye can still see it. Vice versa. Okay. But here, right next to the blind spot, this little yellow area, that's the macula lutea. John was talking about tonight, that's where if something's focused on the macula in your eye, you're going to see it in very sharp detail. That's why, that's why macular degeneration is such a sad thing when it happens, because that person really is really losing their ability to see. Reassemble this eye, and then we're going to look at the cow eye.
Do we need to know anything about this side?
There we go. So this is the front of the eye. So what should this be? The cornea. Yeah. It should be clear, but it's been a preservative for a long time, so it's not. Okay. Behind the cornea, what's the colored part of the eye?
Iris.
Iris, and the hole in the middle? Pupil. And what's sitting behind the iris? The lens. The cough drop lens. Okay, so the sclera, outside layer, right? In the cow and in us, the choroid layer is black. And then the inner layer, the retina, is that yellow. The yellow layer is the retina, then the black choroid layer, and then there's the white sclera. And this one you can still see the jello?
Mm-hmm.
That's the vitreous. That would have filled the entire back of the eye, holds the retina flat, so you can focus the image. Common problem for boxers is detached retinas. They get hit in the head a lot and their head bounces, and so that if the retina detaches from the rest of the eye, vision problems and maybe even blindness. she took all that out of the eye. So again, we can kind of see how black the choroid layer is and see the yellow retina. But on part of the choroid, see how it's this shiny bluish? Okay, that is called the tapetum lucidum. Okay. The job of the tapetum is to help with night vision. So normally, light travels through the pupil and hits the retina, is absorbed by it, and that's how we make images. Any light that's not absorbed by the retina in a nocturnal animal hits the tapetum and is bounced back to the retina, so it can try again to absorb that light. It gives you much better night vision. So humans don't have a tapetum at all.
I was gonna say, that way when you take pictures of them, their eyes are usually blue
Or glowing.
Yeah.
You know, why do cat's eyes glow in the dark? You're seeing that light bouncing off the tapetum. Yeah, that's exactly why. Very, very good. So yeah, that's what that's for. That's the same other group. I've read a series of books, vampire novels by this one guy, and one of the things that happens to his vampires after they change is they develop a tapetum lucidum, which makes perfect sense because they need to be able to see in the dark. You know?
Yep.
So, okay.
They don't have that.
Oh, I don't want to do it on the